gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
And welcome back to the show. Of course, I'm your host, Chris, and joining me today, please welcome my guest, Lisa Bagnall. Lisa, how are you today?
Hi, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. Thanks for asking. And why don't you start off with first putting out your contact info or whatever is the best way for my audience to reach out to you for after the show?
Sure. The best way is through my website. It's lisabagnall.com. And all of my services are online booking. And then you can also contact me through email at info@lisabagnall.com.
Excellent. And Lisa, we're definitely glad to have you with us. We're excited to get some information and insight from you. But for those out there who are first time tuning into you or just may not be as familiar, if you don't mind, just going over what it is you do exactly and just a little bit about yourself.
Sure. So I work as a psychic medium, and the core of what I do is I provide readings for people, which is psychic and mediumship readings. I also do different forms of energy healing, such as Reiki, which is essentially channeled energy healing, access bars, which is clearing out energy that doesn't serve you to make room for that wonderful energy to come in, and I do house clearings as well.
Wow, really interesting. Now, I gotta ask, Lisa, how'd you get started in something like this, and what actually inspired you to do what you're doing now?
Yeah, so my whole life I've always been, very sensitive to different energies, and I always had like a very big imagination. My mom, as a child, she always, would say I would have back and forth conversations with my imaginary friends, and, I know now that I was seeing and talking to spirit, but it wasn't until in my 30s where, my best friend passed, and then a few months later, my grandmother passed, and I think it was really, my love, for my friend and my grandmother, and just that, curiosity, that intention for the other side, which I think really brought spirit closer. And I had my freak out moments, in the beginning, but what inspired me with my business is that I really want to take away the fear of the spirit, like spirits and the fear that people have, and just that it's all love on the other side. And when you come in for a reading and getting all that validation and information, it really takes away that fear, and that's like my biggest thing. And my whole life, I also I never really felt like I knew that I was walking my path, and I always knew that I wanted to help people. And ever since I started my business, I feel like I'm walking that path, and I just have so much gratitude for, my clients that come in, they put their trust in me, and, I have to put my trust, in spirit, and, all of that really makes for the best reading.
Well said. Now, when someone reaches out to you for help, say, for the first time, what is it that you're mostly coming across? Are you finding that people are having one particular type of issue or multiple issues? What is it that you're finding?
A lot of people, it's different. A lot of times, so either it's like, the life path guidance, which is usually, sometimes it's career, sometimes it's relationships. A lot of people, they feel lost, and then when they come to me, and I tap into them, I can really, I can feel what they're feeling with different things that they're going through, and then, I'll read them, and I'll pick up that information, and, I'll give them a lot of validation so that they can trust me, and then I also show them, things, for the future, and when I show things for the future, I do believe that, everybody has their own free will, that God gave us free will. So I don't think that it's ever set in stone. But when I read them, it's their energy and their path that they're on currently. But say somebody has 2 different jobs that they're looking to take, those are 2 different life paths, 2 different decisions. I can look at the energy on each path by setting my intention, and I can tell them, how I feel that the energy will be and provide any validation also into things that they already know about those jobs, and it can help them make their decision. And I never tell people what to do. I just show them how the energy is. And also, people come to me for the mediumship readings, and they're just looking for to know that their loved ones are, okay on the other side. And, providing that validation, it shows them that, that the soul, it continues, the soul still lives. It's just not the physical body, but, and they get that information and sharing a memory, or, I give them validation on how they passed and, different things about, their loved one. It really puts a person at peace with that and with what they're going through.
Awesome. And Lisa, what would you say is kind of next for you going forward? Are you looking to possibly start other projects, looking to grow in certain areas? What would you say is next?
My next thing, I'm always studying, and I'm always, learning more as a psychic medium, and I feel like the more that I do that, the more that it grows and it expands. One thing that I'm looking to do, possibly next year, is doing mediumship demonstrations, and that's basically, doing demonstrations for large audiences, large groups of people, and demonstrating the continuity of life.
Exciting stuff. Seems like you have a lot to look forward to, which is great. And Lisa, for those individuals out there that are looking to find out more about you and your services, where is it that people can go?
Yeah, on my website, you can, under each of my services, I provide a description. I also talk about how I read, and I try to answer any questions on my website, that they might have before the reading, or for any of my energy healing sessions, and just lisabagnall.com, and everything is online booking, so they can just go to my calendar, choose a date and time that works for them, and just book right there.
Sounds good. Well, Lisa, thanks again for just taking the time out to share some information with us today, and also just sharing great value with our audience. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem at all. We look forward to next time. And for everyone else out there, please stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.